When we're angry, the gut reaction is not to burst into song.
I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm really, really, really mad.
Marianne here, your spending coach. On this channel, instead of talking about the money, we talk about the mind. And today we're talking about why we shop when we're angry. Anger in the movies is sometimes portrayed like this,
I'm angry.
when it's more like this.
Are you okay?
Absolutely.
Before we talk about why we shop when we're angry, let's talk about why we get angry. There are plenty of reasons why we get angry, but how does the brain respond? The brain thinks of things in very black and white terms. So understanding complex emotions is not a thing. It just needs to know, is it good for me or is it bad for me? The brain is constantly constructing categories of emotions so that as soon as we feel something in a particular category, it can react. That's how we stay safe. Can you imagine if you were in a fight and all of a sudden you felt angry and go, "Oh, what am I feeling? What is that sensation building up inside of me?" Whack! You'd be down. So it's a safety mechanism. This is a great system because it's efficient and it keeps us safe, the brain's ultimate goal. So what's the problem? The problem is we don't always make the best decisions when we're angry. When we feel the emotion of anger, it means our boundaries have been breached. A line has been crossed and we don't appreciate it. Or maybe life feels unfair. You were treated unfair at work or at school or whatever the situation may be, and you feel angry about it. These feelings make us feel out of control. A decision was made that we had no part in, and we feel upset about it, and rightly so. Whether the decision was justified or not, we feel angry, we feel upset, and we want it to be fixed. Unfortunately, a lot of things are not in our control. But anger is, and we feel like, well, if I can't control the situation, I can control how I react. So, how does anger relate to shopping? It's not like we just go into the store stomping our way through. That's not our gut reaction. What is our gut reaction, or can be our reaction, is in the following situations. You know what? I'm sick of this kitchen. It is not big enough. I'm eating out. I deserve it. Nobody appreciates me at work. So if no one appreciates me, then I'm going to appreciate myself. I'm doing a spa day because I deserve it. These are natural reactions. Trust me, I've had them. And we want to fix the problem that is usually out of our control. But we can't do anything about it. So we do what we feel would make us feel better. Sometimes, though, anger is the one running the show and the true one in charge. This is best shown in the show Inside Out. Meet anger.
When things go wrong, anger is there. This is anger. He will make sure the world knows anger is in control.
I remember throughout my health journey after having kids, I had lost a lot of things, and I got to the point where I was beyond sad and frustrated. I was angry. I was angry at my health. I was angry at losing my ability to work because of my health. I was mad at the doctors for not believing me. I wanted to regain control, and I literally couldn't regain control over my health. So then I determined that it's better to look good than to feel good. So I shopped my feelings away. I shopped away my anger. I'm pretty sure people just made that excuse up to shop. But really, we feel those strong emotions and we just want to get rid of them. But anger is often a knee jerk response to a deep hurt. I know that I felt angry and it felt empowering because it was better than just sitting around doing nothing and moping about life's challenges. Getting angry motivated me to do something, or at least to do something to make me feel better temporarily. Deep down, though, I just felt totally out of control. Like I couldn't control anything in my life. And shopping gives us a sense of control. Going from sad and depressed to angry actually felt really good because I was wanting to take action. I felt powerful and I felt like I had been trapped and now I was released and I was able to do whatever I wanted. But think about it. Shopping involves making lots of choices. And when you're making choices for yourself, it can feel very empowering, especially when you have had no choice in different scenarios in your life. And it can also feel like a personal achievement. Even if it's just swiping the card, you feel like, I got out, I accomplished something, and I feel better. There was actually a study done on anger when we shop and how it affects our purchasing decisions. They found that angry consumers made more goal oriented choices and they were less likely to delay their purchase. And think about the kitchen example. I am done with this. I'm sick of living in this small kitchen. There's got to be a change, whether it be an appliance or a renovation, whatever it is. That anger really narrows in what the problem is and how it needs to be fixed. And you want it fixed as fast as possible. The study also found that you're less likely to compromise when you're angry. And yes, that hits home. I deserve this. Why can't I have the best? If I'm buying this, I'm buying the best. And last, they found that when you're angry and buy something, you're more satisfied with your purchase versus people that buy when they're sad do not feel as good about their purchase afterward. They're left with feelings of guilt and remorse. We're going to show a clip in real time how anger can trigger shopping. Take a look.
She shops like it is an adrenaline sport.
And never more so than when she's angry.
If Mike and I have a row, my revenge is like, yeah, right. And off to Canterbury I'll go and I'll just spend hundreds.
If she had had this fight and been sad or lonely, she would go out, maybe she'd go to a store, go to her friends, and she'd just feel sad. But she was like, "Oh, all right, I'll show you," and go shopping. She knows exactly what she wants to do, where she wants to go, and I'm sure she felt great about that purchase after. So with anger, we can't ignore it and we can't just do that knee-jerk angry reaction. So how should we manage anger? First, we need to recognize the anger. We need to recognize why we might be angry. We had that fight. We didn't get recognized at work, or we didn't get the raise at work, or things just aren't going our way and we feel out of control. We need to validate that feeling of anger and ask ourselves where that could be coming from. We don't want to immediately go, why am I angry? I shouldn't be angry. It's not that big a deal. Because that will delay the anger, let it ferment, and it will just explode. But anger can actually point us to a need that's not being met. When you're feeling angry, I want you to ask yourself, is my safety or well-being being threatened? If so, that might be a cause for your anger. You feel like your well-being might be threatened or that you're not safe. Instead of reacting with shopping, react with a solution, how to feel safe or how to get your needs met. Ask if something has happened that is unfair or made you upset. If it's not that, maybe you feel unloved, rejected, or disrespected. Last, ask yourself if something is happening that's preventing you from reaching your goals. Now, this one I find very fascinating because when we react in anger, especially going shopping, does shopping actually help us reach those goals? Does it actually meet the needs not being met? Shopping might make us feel safe temporarily, but it doesn't help our well being overall, especially not financially. If something is wrong or unfair, shopping when you're angry doesn't make it right and doesn't make it fair. So the next time you feel angry, don't zero in on what you need to buy. I want you to zero in on what you need. Recognize where the feeling might be coming from or stemming from, and then make changes to help get out of that anger. I can promise you that's going to be a lot more helpful than shopping when angry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.